Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's so beautiful looking out onto the sanctuary as the sun is going down and the light of the day is just pouring in through our beautiful stained glass windows onto all of us who have gathered here today to bring in Shabbat, our day of rest, our weekly reminder that when it all gets to be too much, you can come and sing and pray and be in community together at Emanu-El. We're going to begin with the lighting of the candles. And although it is the middle of the summer, we're hard at work getting ready for the school year at Emanu-El. And I learned this past week that this year our youth and family education program is getting a new mascot. And the mascot is Simcha the sea lion. And Simcha the sea lion, Simcha means happiness, means joy, and Simcha the sea lion is going to be our North Star, our mascot for this year. And I mention Simcha in case you see him around, but also because there's no bar bat mitzvah in the morning. So I'm not going to call up a bar bat mitzvah family to light candles. Instead, I'm going to ask you all if anyone is observing a simcha or has had a simcha in their week, or a simcha coming up. In other words, a happy moment, a new job, a new relationship, a lottery ticket win, perhaps. Any simchas, join me up by the candles and together we'll light the Shabbat candles. It's a simcha for this family who's moving to Arizona for a new opportunity. I have to say, though, we're very sad to be losing you as community members, but we are so happy for you, and that is indeed a simcha. Mazel tov. How about you?
What is my simcha? My grandson became an Eagle Scout, got waitlisted into his dreams college, and turned 18, all in 1 week.
Wow. Grandson became an Eagle Scout, was waitlisted at his dream college. What was the third one? And turned 18 all in the same week. Those are indeed all simchas. Come close, come close. Any other simchas? Well, this is plenty for all of us. Thank you for sharing them with us. So you want to go ahead and light the candles?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehatlik ner lehatlik ner shel Shabbat. Lehatlik ner, ya la 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 la, lehatlik ner, ya la 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 la, lehatlik ner shel Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I want to teach you a little song. So turn to page 15 in your prayer book. And I want to point out some beautiful Hebrew for you. We don't always know what the Hebrew says, but when you really look at it, it's pretty amazing and pretty available for interpretation. I always think prayer is like Rorschach. Each time you look at it, you could see everybody will see something different. So this is what I saw this week. It's so beautiful. It says, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. It says, sing a new song to, and I'm going to say God, but the God of your understanding, the universe, creation, but sing a new song. And what does that mean to sing a new song? And I got very into examining that idea. What does it mean to sing a new song? Why? To sing a new song to each other? to sing a new song from one country to another. How many ways? We need a lot of new songs. So I wanted to just lift up that idea to you that our text tells us to sing something new, do something new, think something new, feel something new, right? I think that's what it's telling us. At least that's how I heard it this week. You know, we have this phrase, turn it. How do you say that? Ben Boggers. And it's that everything is in it. If you keep turning it, you'll keep seeing different things in it. And that's how we look at our text. So
Page 15.
Yeah, page 15. And you only need a few words, by the way. I'm going to make this simple for you. So it says, it's basically, we're going to start with like this. Shiru, 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 shiru. Do you know what shir means in Hebrew? Shir means song. Shir song, that's the name of our singing group, shir song. Shir means song, and shiru means let's all of us shir together. Let's all of us sing together. So this part goes like this. Shiru, shiru, shiru l'Adonai. Shiru, shiru, shiru l'Adonai. Let's try that. Shiru, shiru, shiru l'Adonai. Shiru, shiru, shiru l'Adonai. Now we're going to sing the next line in Hebrew. You'll see it says shir chadash. Chadash means sing something new, and al kol haaretz, over all the world, over all the earth. It goes like this: Shiru, shir chadash, shiru al kol haaretz, shiru, shir chadash, shiru al kol haaretz, shiru, shiru, shiru l'Adonai. Shiru, shiru, shiru l'Adonai. Shiru,
So we've just turned to the rear of the sanctuary to welcome in the Sabbath bride, the Shabbat bride. And in our next piece, we're going to be talking about the ministering angels. And I see these two, the bride and the angels, as two creatures, two figures that one might feel very honored to be around. It's not every day that you're around a bride. It's not every day that you're around an angel. And so this Shabbat, we invite them in intentionally and see if we can feel the presence of that divine. Page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi-Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bolachem L'Shalom, Malachei
We rise in body and spirit. We turn to page 28 for the Baruch Hu, where we call back and forth to one another and say, our world is filled with blessing.
Yeah.
Please be seated. We're going to sing Great Love on page 350. And I want to share that I used to cringe a little bit when I got to sing this song, because somewhere along the way I was accidentally taught, and I think many of us were accidentally taught, that love is not a Jewish word. We may have been taught that justice is a Jewish word, that debate is a Jewish word, that doing right is a Jewish word, but we said, let's leave love to other people. It turns out that when you start translating our prayers and when you sing them in English, they're actually littered with the word love. We talk about love as paying attention, love as listening, love as waking up every day and trying to be a little bit better in this world. And so we're going to sing Great Love. And for those of you who feel a little bit like, is this a Jewish belief? The answer is yes, it really is. So let's sing it together.
Boy, there's so much to say about that. We'll save it for another time.
Great.
Yeah. What a great love, what a great love, what a great love you have given us. What a great love, what a great love, what a great love you have given us. Let's try that again. What a great love, what a great love, what a great love you have given us. What a great love, what a great love, what a great love you have given us. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Ahavat olam, Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Ahavat olam beit Yisrael, Ahavat olam beit Yisrael. What a great love, what a great love, what a great love you have given us. What a great love, what a great love, what a great love you have given us.
Page 34 for Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Next page. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אמן.
We are on page 40 for Micha Mocha. If you've been holding back a little bit in this service, if you've been thinking, I'll leave it up to the clergy to kind of do the singing and I'll sit here, this is your moment to join us, to let it out. This is our song of freedom, of joy, and I'm going to ask you to sing as loudly as you are possibly willing to. We are on page 40.
I like that. And so then I want to give you the sounds to make, before we add the Hebrew, we're going to say, Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Let's try that. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. 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 Yamma, yamma, ya. Yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya. Yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neder b'kodesh, norat kilot osei pele, norat kilot osei pele. Atecha harav banecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam. Zeili alu ve'yamaru, Adonai lo le'olam ba'eh. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, 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 ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, 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 ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, ya, yo. Yamma, yamma, In a moment, we're going to move into the healing blessing. Before we do that, I do want to acknowledge our wonderful musicians that are here with us, Kola Marian, Isaac Coyle, Eric Schoen, and Dan Zemmelman. And we're so grateful to you all for making us all, our hearts soar during the service. Really, right, everybody? Yeah, soar. So not so well, heartache, hurt so good. That kind of sore too. There's different kinds of soaring, but I meant this kind of soaring. But sometimes it's a little, you know. So thank you. We're going to do the healing blessing, and I wanted to share that the language spoken in my house growing up was Arabic. My father's family came from Syria, and that was the language he spoke at home. And we are in need of so much healing for so many people. So tonight I'm going to sing this in Arabic and in Hebrew.
Sheberach Avotenu Vimotenu. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are ill. In the larger Emanu-El community, we're thinking of Rusty Holden, Patrick Powell, Peter Joselo, Liz McMahon, Shireen Zallis Waldman, Susan Colvin May, Jay Henneberry, Carolyn Brown, and Evan Minshew. If there are others for whom you are praying for healing this evening, I invite you to share their names out loud as I come around the room. Elna Rafanala. As we send out blessings for refuah shlema, complete and total healing of all those loved ones that we brought into this space. We move now to page 44 for Vishamru, where we get to sing our hearts out about the joy and the pleasure and the beauty of this day that we call Shabbat. Page 44.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael את השבת, לעשות את השבת, לדור אותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני
On Shabbat, we pray the Amidah, the central prayers, and we pray 7 different blessings within the Amida, in contrast to the 18 that we would normally say during the rest of the week. Because on Shabbat, we take stock of all that we have and all that we're grateful for, and we can ask for less. And yet we still have these central prayers as part of our service. And so we're on page 46. I want to invite you to join with me in the English on page 47, where it says, prayer invites. After that, I'll invite you to rise. Prayer invites God's presence to suffuse our spirits, God's will to prevail in our lives. Prayer may not bring water to parched fields, nor mend a broken bridge, nor rebuild a ruined city. But prayer can water an arid soul, mend a broken heart, rebuild a weakened will. Please rise.
And we'll sing the opening, and then we'll continue privately. Adonai, Adonai, Sefatai Tifta. Ufi, Ufi, Agid, Tegilatecha. We continue privately and at our own pace between the pages of 48 and 62. When you are finished, please be seated. In your Shabbat handout, I believe there's a little set of lyrics. I'm not sure where it is. It says Ben Adam. Is it on the very back or is it in the middle? Is that the back? Top of the back page. Some of you know this. Quickly, I'll tell you what it says in Hebrew. It says, hey, you human beings, rise up. Rise up. That's the chorus that I'm going to teach you. And it goes on to say in Hebrew, I'll just sum it up for you. It basically says, you have a choice, and you can rise up and be to a higher self. You have wings of spirit. But if you don't call upon that part of yourself, it'll be gone. But as soon as you call upon your higher self, it will show up for you. So it's a beautiful teaching from Rav Kook. And so the chorus goes like this. And it's a great just word to know, Ben Adam. Everybody say Ben Adam.
Ben Adam.
And Adam is human, and you know it because it's Adam. Ben Adam, it says children of Adam, which is how we say humanity or humans, Ben Adam. But in Israel, if you ever go to Israel, it's also slang for like, hey, Ben Adam. It's like, hey, man, Ben Adam. Okay, it goes like this. Ben Adam, alei lemala alei, alei lemala alei, Ben Adam, alei lemala alei. Let's try it that. Ben Adam, alei lemala alei, alei lemala alei, Ben Adam, alei lemala alei. כי כוח אצלך, יש לך כנפי רוח, יש לך כנפי רוח, כנפי נשרים אדירים, אל תיקח חשבון, פן ייקח שובך, דרוש אותם, דרוש בן אדם, וימצאו מיד. בן אדם, עלי למעלה עלי, עלי למעלה עלי, בן אדם, עלי למעלה עלי, בן אדם, עלי למעלה עלי, עלי למעלה עלי, בן אדם, עלי למעלה עלי, בן אדם, עלי למעלה עלי, עלי למעלה עלי, בן אדם, עלי למעלה עלי. And I just want to say, you know that some of these words you might not recognize that you know them, but you know the word aliyah, when you like go up to the Torah, an aliyah, it's the same root word as aleh, and it's the same for lamala. It means rise up, go up. It's all the same meaning. So many of the words, it's so fun in another time, in another class, we can break them apart and you'll see that you actually know a lot of these words, but you don't know that you know them.
That's as good a plug as any for adult education at
Yeah.
Congregation Emanu-El. Come and learn with us. And Cantor Addy, you couldn't have known this, but the message that you gave before that last song, that's how I'm going to conclude my Devar Torah tonight. So hopefully I get to that message.
Great.
You previewed it for us, and if I don't get there, then you should do some work. Y'all can stay up here, by the way. Yeah, it makes me nervous when everyone leaves. Like, why are they leaving? So in this week's Torah portion, it's yet another installment of the Israelite saga of wandering through the desert, through the wilderness. They're caught in limbo between the slavery of Egypt and the freedom that's promised to them eventually in the land of Israel. This week we have the tale of Balak, Balaam, and the talking donkey. The first place my mind goes, I don't know about you, when I think of a talking donkey is Eddie.
Of course, right?
No, that's where yours went.
Before his time.
What are you talking about? Anyone else's mind go to Eddie Murphy, Donkey, Shrek? Thank you. So you remember, 'cause I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me, but you gotta have friends. Stop singing. Remember the Shrek and Donkey, talking donkey, and then the donkey saying, can I stay with you? We'll stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, waffles. I'm making waffles. Yeah. So, of course, there's more to this talking donkey story than just the fact of its unlikely and incessant speech. Like the talking donkey that we'll meet in the Torah in just a few moments, Eddie Murphy's donkey is a key player in the story of Shrek that moves the plot along, allowing its main character to change and grow. Our Parsha this week also portrays a quest of sorts, featuring talking donkeys. The Parsha begins with two people whose names both begin with B. There's Balak, who's the king of Moab. That's how I remember he's the king of Moab. Balak, king. And Balaam, who's a person we don't really know his origins. In fact, his name in Hebrew, Bilam, it means something like no people or without a people. Suffice it to say that he was known as a fortune teller and a sort of psychic. Balak, the king of Moab, in his fear and loathing of the numerous Israelites, seeks to bring divine punishment over them, and so bribes Bilam to put a curse on them. On the way to curse the Israelites, an angel of God appears on the road, and Bilam's donkey swerves to avoid running into it. This injures Bilam's foot and angers him to the point that he abuses the donkey, beating it with a stick and injuring it. Here's the talking donkey portion of this story. Since Balaam could not see the angel of God standing in the way, this caused the donkey to swerve and threw Balaam off. And after she's beaten by the stick unfairly, the donkey speaks, saying to Balaam, "Why are you beating me? I'm your loyal steed," she seems to say. "I would never cause you any harm. I was just trying to prevent us from crashing into the angel." At this point, the angel appears to Balaam, and he sees what he missed. And the angel reveals that he would have killed Balaam had the donkey not swerved off the road. So at this point, sobered and fearful, Balaam tells the angel that he'll turn back from his mission to go curse the Israelites. But the angel answers, "No, I want you to go forward, go with Balak, continue on your mission, but you can only say the words that I speak through you." So Balaam arrives at an observation point high above the Israelites' encampment. And he starts to curse the Israelites, but he can't get the curse words out. 3 out of the 3 times Balaam tries to curse the Israelites, but Balaam can only speak words of blessing. On each attempt, Balak is infuriated and changes the terms. He even ups the ante, ups the payment for Balaam to curse them. But in the end, he's 0 for 3. When they finally go their separate ways, Balaam leaves Balak with some final words saying, "Watch out for those Israelites. They will triumph over their enemies." On the surface, the story of Balaam as presented in the Torah paints him as a prophet who could only say nice things about the Israelites. Good things such as, "I see them from the mountaintops. I gaze on them from the heights. Who can count them? Who can number them?" And, "Lo, a people that rises like a lioness, leaps up like a lion, rests not till it has feasted on prey and drunk the blood of the slain." And, "How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. They shall devour enemy nations, crush their bones, smash their arrows." The early rabbis of our tradition interpret the blessings that I just read somewhat differently than they appear on the surface. Our rabbis aren't quick to accept Balaam's blessings and actually see him as somewhat devious and sinister, calling him Bilam HaRasha, the evil Balaam. In Pirkei Avot, which is an insightful book of early rabbinic teachings, our rabbis differentiate the qualities of a righteous person and an evil person, saying, "Disciples of Abraham, our forefather, have a good eye, humble spirit, and moderate appetite. On the contrary, disciples of Balaam, the wicked one, have an evil eye, a haughty spirit, and a limitless appetite." So what exactly is evil about Balaam's character? Some say that it was the bribery. Despite initial resistance, he did take a paid job from a king to condemn the Israelites to a curse, selling out his prophetic abilities to world leaders. Others say his evilness is due to his ignorance of God's presence in the road and in the wider world. Then there's the 20th century philosopher Martin Buber, who continues this rabbinic ambivalence, noting that Balaam remains detached and aloof, never engaging others, exercising no will of his own, remaining, Buber says, a common magician. So what are we supposed to make of these not blessing blessings? Balaam said all these nice things about the strength and resilience of the Israelites. Why shouldn't we listen to them, at least for morale? In Balaam's third attempt to curse the Jews, he speaks these words, which might be familiar, recognizable to you from our morning services. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. How fair are your tents, O Jacob, your dwellings, O Israel. Rashi teaches that there was something slightly off about the physical Israelite encampment that made Balaam notice something peculiar and say this blessing. That their tents were not lined up in a row, listen to this, but rather each one was askew. Each tent was askew, creating a small but noticeable distance between each dwelling, following what Rashi calls a unique moral principle that guarantees privacy for each home. An early 20th century British rabbi, Joseph Hertz, takes it further, teaching that the tents that Balaam saw were tents of Torah, and the dwellings are their synagogues. When Balaam was praising the tents and the dwellings, midrashically, the tent here can refer to the enclosure and gathering space that the Torah provides, and the dwellings refer to the structures where the Torah can be explored, in other words, the study hall, the adult education. While Balaam may have meant his praise for the Israelites themselves, it has come to embody the enthusiasm that we Jews have for our synagogues, schools, and homes. Ultimately, I'm afraid to say, we can't know exactly what to make of this story of Balaam, and the talking donkey. But without exploring, there would be no manifestation of the Israelites' purpose in the world. And I would suggest that the Israelites themselves are responsible for recognizing the blessing and the curse of their existence. This dichotomy is one that all people, harbor within us and yearn to sort out over a lifetime. The story of Balaam's blessing and non-blessings ought to wake us up to our calling, to articulate our purpose and our outlook on our own terms, unmediated. Like Balaam's donkey, Eddie Murphy's donkey aids in the plot development and advances the story, not actually toward a fairy tale ending, but toward more truth, more complexity, and more understanding. I see in this week's Parsha a blessing and a curse. A blessing that we have a robust tradition in which to situate ourselves, and a curse in that others might, from time to time, in an unabashed lack of compassion, relegate us to a prefabricated and sometimes preposterous fate. Wisdom and discernment are the tools we need to use in the embrace of our tradition, in our synagogues, in our study halls, and in our homes. Ultimately, it isn't God or donkeys or even prophets that can dictate our ways, but it's on us. Shabbat Shalom.
We now pray that it's on us. So we turn to page 282 for Aleinu L'Shabeach and Rise in Body and in Spirit.
Aleinu, 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 Aleinu,
This has been a service where we have tried to understand what does it mean to rise above. We've prayed, Ale Lamala, Ale, let us rise up. Let us get beyond the smallest parts of ourselves. Let's remember the stories of our ancestors and understand that there are going to be times this week when we want to come out with a curse, but maybe we'll say a blessing instead. Aleinu and Ale, it's on us. We can do it. We can rise.
Fire.
Please be seated. We take time now for memory, for honoring people who were missing, people who came before us, people whose stories we want to keep sharing and whose legacies we want to keep living out in our world. This week we're remembering Phyllis Laufer, who will be laid to rest in the coming week. We're honoring the Shloshim, the 30 days of mourning, for Tiffany Hamilton, for Janet Guggenheim, for Sue Ann Schiff, Martha Ozer, Veronica Fields, Barbara Lapchick, Richard Levenberg, Rick German, Nigel Rios, and Will Burson. We're remembering the yahrzeit, the anniversary of loss, for Stephen Alpert, Rose Josia Barkodarian, Michael Barsky, Helen Harris Benioff, Evelyn Black, Doris M. Bloom Coopersmith, Felix Braun, Ruby Cage, Ron Chesson, Marshall Cinnamon, Larry Clark, Ruth Davis, Jack Ecker, Sam Fogel, Leah Fudham, Benjamin Gisson, Sylvia F. Golub, Sandra N. Gordon, Norman Gotholf, Suzanne Petranker, David Powers, Ruth Rishin, Robert Rohde, Beatrice Alva Rogers, Barbara S. Rolfe, Ken Rosenbaum, Louise Rosenberg, Hannah Samuels, Gregor Karl Schauer, Leonard Scheinholtz, Alan Schneider, Frank Schweininger, Rose Lillian Shepard, Ruth Shirkin, Ellen Rhoda Siegel, Virginia Slaughter, Walt Staten, David A. Susnow, Shirley Trachtenberg, Fanny Tolchin, Mary Vetromile, Solomon Willenitz, Barnett Wolf, and Kenneth Zalkin. If there's somebody you're remembering this week, please share their name out loud as I pass my hand around the room. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. If you are mourning a loved one this week, we'll invite you to rise first. We'll invite the rest of our community to stand in love and support with our mourners. We turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ba'alma divra chirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Husei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen.
Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Usei shalom b'imromav, Yaseh shalom aleinu.
do I get to give announcements? This is thrilling. I've never given announcements at Emanu-El before. And they're kind of the same across the country.
Can I just introduce Rabbi
out-
Rena Singer? Some of you may or may not have met her, but give a warm welcome to Rabbi Rena Singer. So happy that you're here.
It's thrilling to be here. What I meant by that is I feel like everyone's trying to figure out, how do you give announcements? What's the best way? So the best way is still reading them out loud. Okay. On Friday, August 23rd, there will be Back to Shul Shabbat, which is an annual tradition. There's going to be schmoozing and noshing. It's going to be worth your time. Phenomenal music as always, just gathering together to celebrate coming back to Emanu-El. Then on, just so you know, the Tzedek Collective is resettling another refugee family who joined us on July 4th in the United States. And they're actually coming to Shabbat next week. So if you want to come meet them, they're an extraordinary family, the Akulev and Tina family. And they also happen to be Jewish. So they're going to come join us for services next week. So you can come say hello and greet them and welcome them to this community. If you are an engaged or newly married couple, Mazel Tov, we have a class for you. You can join Chuppah and Beyond, which starts on Tuesday, August 6th, where you'll get to talk to other couples and clergy and a therapist, because you're going to need it. And it's important. And you'll be talking about Judaism as well. And we're very excited for you, so you can sign up for Chuppah and Beyond. And then finally, in Friday, September 13th, we have Hen Mazig, who is a Jewish Instagram thought leader, celebrity, activist, who works very, very hard and has hundreds of thousands of people following him. And he really tries to represent the Jewish people on Instagram and talk about what does it mean to stand up for the Jewish people on social media. He's definitely going to have interesting things to say. You should be there.
And since you jumped to September, I want to go back to August and let you know that August 18th, thank you, Sunday, August 18th, 10 o'clock in the morning, Rabbi Noah and I and Rena will be hosting Omar Dajani and Mira Sukharov, a Palestinian and a Jew who work together, collaborate on a peace initiative. You might have heard of an organization that they represent called A Land for All. They'll be joining us on Zoom, actually, because they're not going to be in California, but we'll all gather together. So just look out for that in our news. But it's Sunday morning, August 18th, and we'd love for you to join us.
With that, let's make a kiddush and a motzi. The words are on page 5 if you're following along. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehila lemikrae kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim ki banu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava ubratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat
L'chaim. A little motzi.
A little motzi. Let's all gather nice and close. This morning I was at the preschool and I asked all of them to contort themselves into a challah. They twisted themselves around. It was very cute. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Be sure to take your prayer books with you, everybody. Take your prayer books to the back of the room. Thank you. To the cart. Shabbat Shalom.